lovely Flosstubers. Welcome to my channel, Stitchcrafts with George, with me George. I hope you're all keeping well. Thank you ever so much for tuning in to watch my video update. If you're new here, then welcome, and I hope you like what you see and you might subscribe. If you're a regular subscriber, then thank you so much for coming back each time to hear me waffle on and supporting my channel. I've really got quite a few new subscribers recently, so thank you ever so much for coming on over. I really appreciate it. It's nice to see my little channel growing a little bit. So I hope you're all having a good week. It's Sunday today, the 19th of April. So yes, if you're in the UK, then you'll know we've just had another update on the lockdown situation for the coronavirus. We've just had it extended by at least another 3 weeks. So yes, I'm still working from home. So I'm working full time on my laptop downstairs in the lounge, and my husband Jez, he's still furloughed, or as far as we know he is. He hasn't heard anything else yet. So and Zoe, my daughter, obviously is still off school, much to her delight. I mean, she does like school, but she doesn't love it, if you get what I mean. So she's quite happy sitting around at home, or, you know, doing whatever we're doing at home, or chilling. She just likes hanging around with me and her dad for some weird reason. So we should make the most of it, really, because I'm sure in a few years' time she'll probably be up in her room or with her friends or whatever. So yeah, it's pretty chilled in my house, if I'm quite honest. Jez is starting to get bored now. He's one of those people that does get bored quite easily, whereas me, I don't. I quite happily entertain myself. So yeah, but then to be fair, I'm still working, so he's the one that's not. So, you know, I suppose that's going to make you maybe a bit more bored. He's not really the DIY type either, so it's not like he thinks, oh, I might do this project around the house today. That's not really his thing at all. So yeah, so, but yeah, no, it's pretty chilled in my house, really. We're all fine, sort of like we're healthy, we're, you know, we've got food, we've got a roof over our head. What more can you ask for at the minute? My family and friends, touch wood, are well. You know, we're in the best kind of area as well for the UK. The southwest, where I am, is the very lowest figures for the coronavirus, so I kind of feel very lucky, to be honest, right now. Obviously compared to some other areas, it's ridiculously high figures, but down in the southwest we're quite lucky at the moment. So staying indoors, staying away from everybody, hopefully we'll be fine. Anyway, I don't want to keep harping on about this, because I'm sure, well, it's a conversation everyone's having, isn't it, really, to be honest. And it is nice to know sometimes what other people are doing, different areas of the world or the country, you know. So actually there's a documentary on BBC, is it on BBC or ITV next week, about how people are coping with the lockdown and everything, and I think people are sent in little videos and things, so I'm going to give that a go, just to sort of see what everybody else is up to and things like that. Obviously I've been watching what's going on in the hospitals and things like that on telly, and I don't watch it too much because although I obviously know how good it is to, you know, be aware of what's going on, and appreciative of what everybody in the NHS is doing right now, I don't really want to dwell on it too much, because I think you can get yourself in a bit of a state if you focus on it too much. But yeah, on that note, actually, that lovely Captain Tom, I don't know if probably you've all heard of him. He's basically started raising money for the NHS charities just by going around on his little Zimmer frame round his garden, and he wanted to raise £1,000, and I think now he's up to 25 million. It's absolutely bonkers, and it's just amazing, and I think he's such an inspiration. I did donate to him. It took me ages to be able to donate, because I think it was so busy, people were constantly donating on his Just Giving page, that, you know, you just couldn't literally, it wouldn't work, it kept crashing on me. So it took me a few days to be able to donate, but I'm so glad I did. And the whole country is, you know, wanting to make him like put a statue up in his honour, and his birthday, he's 100 on the 30th of this month. I think they want to make that like a national holiday or something like that, which I think is just lovely. And it's so nice that everybody's all coming together. It's not only this country that people have been donating. I think I read it was 54 different countries or something like that have been donating. So that's amazing. Thank you to anybody who has donated, because obviously our NHS, you know, the care homes, the hospitals, the doctors, they all need this money desperately. So thank you. Oh, and also thank you if you're a key worker, whether you are in the NHS or whether you're working in the shops or you're delivering groceries, working in a pharmacy, a lorry driver, you know, the list goes on, doesn't it? Postman, binman, everybody that's just carrying on, making sure things tick over and everybody has what they need. Big thank you from us. We really appreciate it. So let's get on to cross stitch, shall we? First of all, I just want to say it's really, really touching, I think, when people sort of like think, oh, I'm a bit quieter now, you know, I'm not going out, things like that. What can I do? Oh, I might have a go at cross stitch. So my friend Alex, hi Alex, if you're watching, we used to work together a few years back. She's absolutely lovely. Like, she's one of the loveliest people you could ever meet. She's so sweet. And she has the best dance moves in the world as well. She messaged me to say she'd been watching my Flosstube videos, which I thought was lovely, and she wanted to give cross stitch a try. So I posted her a few of my little kits out that I got from the magazines, and then one bit bigger kit for her to have a go at. So I just think that's really lovely, because I think at this time people are wanting to try new hobbies and things to try and sort of chill them out and everything. So I was really like touched to think she'd been watching me on YouTube and she might have a go at cross stitch. It's lovely. I'm always trying to convert everybody to be a cross stitcher. My sister Sam, hi Sam if you're watching, she's always sort of dipped in and out a little bit of cross stitch, but she's really going for it at the minute, bless her. She is doing a huge Game of Thrones piece. When she finishes it, I will definitely show it on here. But it's got all the characters on it. It's got like the dragons. It's got all of them. But it's like huge. It's going to take her ages. I can't remember how many characters. I think it was over 20 that she needs to stitch. And they're not like little teeny ones. They're sort of quite big size. So yeah, but I will show you that when it's done. She's also been doing some of the geeky stitching kits that I do, because they're just fun and they're just lush to do. So yeah, so everybody's stitching at the minute. It's lovely. Let me show you what I've been up to. I have done not a massive amount this week, I guess, because to be fair, there was a couple of days where I just didn't feel like it, because obviously I'm working all day in the house and I just felt really washed out a couple of days. Maybe it's because I was not as busy as it has been, so still enough to keep me going, but I think I'm one of those people that I need pressure when I'm working, so that I'm blah, 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 blah. Do you know what I mean? I'm constantly on the go. When things sort of slacken off a tiny bit, then I start, it's not that I lose my motivation, because I'm pretty good at that, but just, I don't know, I can't explain what I mean, but I just felt a bit washed out afterwards at the end of the day. So I didn't do cross stitch on a couple of days. But anyway, last week I showed you my Stranger Things cross stitch that I was doing. And I was actually watching Stranger Things as well when I was stitching this. Well, re-watching it, should I say. Because yeah, I just thought that'd be fun to do. And I'd only done a little snippet last week, but I've managed to finish a whole page worth now. So this is where I've got to. So I think I'd only done like here. So I've done all of this down here. So fair old bit. Still a lot to do. but I really did enjoy stitching it, and I feel better now that I've got quite a big section done. See what I mean? So I'll be wanting to crack on with that when I can. So really enjoying getting that one done. I've also been stitching on my banana. No, it was so funny because, right, what happened was I had some bananas in the kitchen that were going a bit manky, and no one was going to eat them. I thought, oh, I'm really sort of like conscious about food at the minute, I suppose, because this whole situation, and some food you can't get hold of very easily, and I feel like I don't want to waste anything. So I thought, what can I do with that? So I made a iced banana cake loaf thing. It was really tasty, and I literally just posted on my Instagram, oh, this banana cake's lovely, and then the next breath, oh, here's my banana cross stitch. I thought, oh my god, it looks like I'm actually obsessed with bananas. Anyway, here is the design. I find you appealing. So cute. And I've done a fair bit. Oh, I better put the box behind it, actually, you won't see it. This is how far I have got. So I've done quite a bit since you last saw it. I don't think I've done any of the wording or the hearts. I think I hadn't even finished outlining it, to be honest. So I've started to fill in the yellow. So yeah, I'm not going to lie, I'm struggling a bit to stitch on this fabric. It's not that the holes aren't right or anything like that, it's the colour. It's absolutely gorgeous colour. But I don't know, my stitches don't look right. You know, like sometimes when you stitch on a darker fabric, your crosses just, they stand out quite a bit, I think, when you're doing quite a lighter colour stitch. So that pale yellow that I'm doing on the banana, some of the stitches look really messy, but I've tried to redo some of them and it just still looks a bit messy, but what can I do? You know, I think when it's finished overall, I probably won't notice it so much. But as I'm stitching it, it is annoying me a little bit, but I think it'll be okay. I must apologise for the lighting on this video, by the way. It's not the best, is it? But I think it's one of those sort of bright days today. But wherever I go, it's either too bright or it's really dark. And even if I put the actual lights on, that doesn't help the situation. So I'm really sorry about the lighting. Now, something else exciting this week is I've started a new project. A new start. The last 2 weeks I have mentioned this actually, that Doreen Jones, the cross-stitch designer, she is doing a free stitch along, which is really kind of her actually, I think. I know a lot of people have done a free little chart for people, which I'll show you some that I found in a minute actually, but I thought, how lovely doing a free stitch along, really kind. So a new part comes out every Friday. And she gave us the border first, and then there's going to be 6 bits in the middle. So there's been 2 so far of the middle sections released, which I believe I showed you last week, but I've actually nearly stitched both of them. Let me show you. So there we go. What do you think? So it's a garden themed SAL. I haven't finished this part yet, so that's why that one looks a little bit odd. But yeah, this was actually part 2 that I stitched first, because it was nearer the middle of the fabric, so that's why I started there. And now I've got to finish part 1, which is obviously a birdhouse and a bird table. There's going to be a little birdie sat on there, and I've got to finish the flowers. There's some little butterflies as well to go on there. And then once I've done that, I can start doing the border. A lot of people did stitch the border first, then they're going to fill in the insides, but I'm just going to do it as I go, because I'm not really one to just sit and stitch a whole border. That would bore me. So I think it would be nice to do it as I go along and see it grow. So yeah, I'm really pleased that I've started this. Obviously I'm completely using what fabric I had in, what DMC I had in from my stash. Luckily this is only going to be 7 inches by 7 inches wide, and you know the design is only 7x7, so it's not huge. So I did manage to find some material, and it's that this is actually the sort of beige coloured material that I'm using for my frosted pumpkin stitch along. I bought it for that, and I had a bit left over, so, and it's the right colour I think for that project, so that worked out well. I did have a couple of the called for colours, I think 4 of them, but there isn't a massive load of colours that you need, so it'd be really easy if you want to pick this up and do it. All you need to do is head over to Doreen Jones Cross Stitch on Facebook, and she's got an album set up in there in her photos, and it's got all the different sections of the chart. You can just download it and print it. So, or just do it off your screen, whatever you find easier. So yeah, I'm really enjoying doing that one. That's all the cross stitch that I've actually done this week, which isn't too bad, considering as I've only really had a full day yesterday since my last video, and then a few evenings. So yeah, not done too bad, I don't think. Let me just check my list. Yeah, I feel bad saying this, but if you guys remember, I'm doing the caterpillar cross stitch along, which is Bloomin Growth, which is all the flowers in the flower pots. I really, really love that design, and I think it's so lush, and I love the colours, but the thing is I've put it away for a while because it's stressing me out. Because basically, usually what I do is every time I get a part of a stitch along, I switch my laptop on, print it off, and I like to work from paper, so that if I want to write on it, scribble it, or cross any bits out, I can. But when you do it with this one, it's so small. My eyes can't cope with the chart. It's just the squares are too small for me to see. So I thought, okay, well, I'll work from my laptop. But again, I don't like doing that very much. It's all right for short bursts of time, but if I'm going to sit and have a proper go at it, like, I just don't find it very comfortable to have my laptop next to me and keep trying to look off that. I just don't like working like that, basically. So I've tried to fiddle around with it. Obviously it is a PDF, and I get why it is, because obviously she won't want anybody to be fiddling around with her chart. But obviously I can't do anything about zooming in to print it or anything like that. So obviously at the minute I can't go out anywhere and use like a photocopier or a scanner or anything like that. So I think I've parked it for now until such a time as I can go somewhere and maybe print off the smaller pattern at the end once I've got all of it, and then blow it up bigger so that I can actually work off that. Because, you know, at the minute I think in these times I just don't want any extra stress. And I'm supposed to be stitching to relax, you know, have something nice to focus on. I don't want to be sat there stressing about it, so that's what I'm going to do. So you won't see my caterpillar cross stitch Bloomin Growth for a while, which is a bit annoying because it is a stitch along, and I do like to try and sort of relatively keep up, but what can you do? I'm not going to stress myself out about it. I've got lots of other lovely projects to do, so it's not like I'm, you know, not going to have any stitching to do. Right, another thing is I have found some really lovely free cross stitch designs. So I've done some screenshots on my Kindle to show you. Some of them you've probably already seen, but there's loads at the minute, isn't there? I bet you've all found loads and loads of free designs. I think it's so sweet that all the designers are doing this, but these are ones that I found that I can see myself actually stitching. So this is the first one, which is, oh, come back. Look for Rainbows, which is by Little Dove Designs. Obviously I'm a huge Little Dove Designs fan, so, but I really like that one. So that's available on her website if anybody fancies stitching that one up. And obviously not too many colours in there, so it'd be quite easy to stitch up from stash. The next one is from Apple Tree Cross Stitch. Ooh. And this is like a rainbow heart with the NHS symbol in the middle, which I think is really lovely. And that's on their Facebook page. So I can see, I might stitch that one up. I think that's really cute. Next is, I'm sure a lot of you have probably seen this one, but oh god, Satsuma Street. Let's Stay Home. I love this one. It's so pretty. I think the colours are really nice. I love Satsuma Street anyway, but yeah, I can see I might try and stitch this one. Another thing I want to stitch, you know. Again, not masses of colours, so should be easy enough to stitch from stash. And the last one that I found that I think I will see myself doing is the Geeky Stitching Company. Let's Stay Home. I think that's super cute. That's really nice, that one. And again, not loads of colours, so easy to stitch up from your stash. I don't know about you guys, but I've always got loads of hoops of different size as well. So obviously with the Geeky Stitching Company, I'm a massive fan of Jess's designs. She's bringing out some amazing designs at the minute. She's still working and sending things out, but obviously it's taken longer, and she's not got the amount of supplies she would normally have, so it is limited how much she's got available to sell. But I really recommend heading over to her website at the minute and having a look. She's got some super lush stuff, and I think she said next Friday there'll be a lot more on there, like that. Oh no, there was another one. No, there's an NHS one. I should have screenshot that. Let me see if I can find it a minute on her page for you. It's an NHS design, but she's actually selling the boxes of these, and £2 from every sale is going to go actually towards NHS charities. So I think that's really lovely. Now I'm sure she put a post on Facebook about this, so bear with. I'm just going to find it and show you because it's super cute. I'm definitely going to get one of those, just really because A, I love it, B, you know, obviously I really appreciate the NHS, but also because it's going to help raise a little bit of money as well. So right, I'm just on her page now. Oh, there it is. It's with the Let's Stay Home one, but it's thank you NHS. Look, so cute. So that's going to be in a box. I think she said next Thursday or Friday. So if you head over to her website, if you want one. I think she's only able to stitch. She's only able to ship to the UK, I think, at the minute, because of the, you know, lots of places aren't allowing you to ship out at the minute, which is a bit of a pain, but understandable, I guess, at the moment. Yeah, so I wanted to ask you guys, actually, what's your opinion about stitching birthday cards and so forth for people at the minute and sending them to them? Because I've got quite a lot of birthdays coming up next month, and to be honest, I don't really know if I'm going to be going to somewhere that sells birthday cards. And I have been looking online and stuff, but it's quite hard to get hold of them, and also sometimes the prices of them are absolutely shocking. Not that I'm being tight or anything, but I don't really want to generally pay £4 for a tiny little gift, like a little birthday card, you know, that probably isn't one that I would pick if I was in a shop anyway. However, I have got loads of stuff that I could stitch some cards up for people, but I don't know how I feel about it. If I'm stitching it up and then I post it off, is that acceptable at the moment with the virus? I mean, I'm okay as far as I'm aware. Or is that any different really to just going into a shop and buying a card? You don't know who's touched it. You know, nobody seems to know how long this virus lives on anything. I'm just thinking, do you think, what's your opinion? Would you personally at the minute be stitching cards up and posting them off to people? Let me know your thoughts, because I'd really like to know, because if you all think that it's okay, which I kind of think it is, then I think I may do a couple, but I'm just not sure. I can't make my mind up. What I've been doing at the minute, because we've had a couple of family birthdays, I've been using moonpig.com and sending them a card through there, because I figured it's printed, you know, it's probably all done via machines, half of it anyway. And then obviously it's taking quite a long time for them to get to their destination at the minute because they're busy. So I think it's taken at least 5 days for a card to get somewhere at the minute in this country. So I'm sort of thinking by the time 5 days is gone, there's not likely to be any, you know, anything dodgy hanging around on it by then. And most of the postmen are wearing gloves anyway. So I don't know. It's really difficult, isn't it, to be honest with you? I kind of feel like this about when I've got shopping as well. Do you spray it all down? Do you wipe it down? Do you use gloves? When, you know, I'm getting deliveries at the moment, because at the minute there's a lot of deliveries freeing up every week. So I've been quite lucky so far the last sort of like 3 or 4 weeks. But, you know, one of my neighbours had her shopping delivered, bless her, and she was taking it one by one thing, wiping it down, and I just thought, that looks so painful. But should I be doing that? I don't know. I haven't been. But I think you can think too much into it though, can't you, to be honest with you? So let me just look at my little list. I think that's pretty much it this week, guys, to be honest with you. What I want to stitch next week really is I want to do a bit more of my Doreen Jones stitch along that I've started. I want to at least finish part 1, maybe start a little bit of the border. Can you hear that bird out there? I do apologise. I don't know if there's a cat around or something, but there's a bird going absolutely mental out there. It's probably Lightning, my cat, to be fair, although he'd probably run away from the bird because he is a scaredy cat. What else do I want to do? Well, part 3 of the Little Dove Designs High Street Stitch Along is coming out on Monday. That's tomorrow. Oh my god, I'm so excited. She did show like a kind of sneak peek that was blurred out and I couldn't work out what it was. So I don't know what the next shop front's going to be, but I'm really excited to find out. So that's tomorrow. So I'm definitely going to be starting that. And also I want to get going on my Little Doves year cross stitch, you know, where I've got like a square per month. I've done January and February. I need to start March, so I really want to make at least a start on that one this week. So I've got a few things that I want to crack on with. I've still got I need that banana finished ASAP, and then there's those free ones that I could make a start on. Not sure I could start stitching up some cards. You know, I've got plenty to get on with, so yeah, that's my plans anyway for this coming week. But I hope you are all well. And you know, just please stay in, stay safe. Thank you so much for coming over to watch me. I really appreciate it, and thank you to those of you who comment. It's really lovely to have contact with people, I think, on here. It's just another way of reaching out to people, isn't it, when you feel a little bit lonely and things. And it's lovely that we've all got this hobby in common. So thank you very much for watching me and listening to me ramble on. Have a fantastic week and just stay safe, be well, and do lots of the things that you love, I hope. So I will see you next weekend. You take care. Thank you for watching. Bye.